Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome, collective. What do you need to know at this time? I am getting here a very powerful message of you are learning. Now, this could be in a traditional sense, or it could be you're learning valuable lessons. Trust that what you've learned on your path is leading you towards a new life. Now, some of you could even be taking a course, taking an online class, or learning about yourself a little bit more, so perhaps you can feel like you trust yourself to make choices and decisions that are in your highest good, that are leading you towards a new life. You have the education, the trust, and the new life card. Now, some of you may even be spending today reading, or in the near future, you could be writing a book. You may be working on a skill. Okay, you could be working on a skill, or you are mastering something that brings you joy or brings you change for sure. But I feel like you're focusing on it because it is going to enhance your life in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so if you are thinking about going back to school, thinking about training, maybe you're on that course currently. Maybe you're writing that book, or it could be that you're listening to a book or reading one that inspires you profoundly to take that leap of faith. You have the trust card showing up here, and this is honesty, fidelity. A lot of you have really been taking a look at what areas of your life could use improvement. Where are you happy? Where are you dissatisfied? And what changes need to be done or taken in order to move forward? And I feel like that goes back to this education, because I feel like whatever lessons, whatever skills you are learning now in some way, shape, or form are actually going to put you on this new path, because you do have some big changes here, collective. You are heading towards a new beginning. Okay, this does remind me of the Fool energy, so I feel like there is a brand new beginning here on your journey. And if this perhaps is a book, let's say this is a book that inspires you. You've all watched an inspirational movie or a book or something that really shifts your perspective. I feel like that is the push that you need, or the direction that is guiding you to take some sort of leap. So don't underestimate the inspirations that come from, whatever it may be in your life, because this is you learning, growing, evolving. And I'm also getting ready, set, go. Okay, learning, growing, evolving, ready, set, go. I like that. Let's take a look and clarify with the tarot. Spirit, what is the education piece all about? Knowledge, online courses, studying, training, going back to school. Yeah, because you want more when it comes to your financial abundance. You may want to add on to your income or increase it in some way, shape, or form. Four of Cups in reverse. You're letting go of an old way of doing things, because the old way no longer works in the new world, right? Or the old way no longer works in a relationship, right? Whatever this may be for you, you're letting it go with the Four of Pentacles in reverse. And this is going to shift your outer world. When you make that choice, when you trust yourself enough to take this leap of faith, which a lot of you are already in it, that's why it's showing up here. We have the Page of Cups. There is that new exciting opportunity. There's the new life here. For some of you, you may have learned a lot of lessons about what type of relationships you are interacting with, including family, friends, romantic. Some of you may be focusing or learning more about your spiritual gifts with the education card. Okay, I do feel that if there's been a level of uncertainty in any way with the Moon card here, or if there's been fears, or if there's been illusions, that may be why the Trust card is showing up here as well. Because I do see for some of you, this has taken a little bit of time, or there's been setbacks, there has been delays. But Spirit is saying, trust the process. I keep getting those 3-word phrases here. Trust the process. So if you hear a 3-word phrase, or if you have an affirmation or a phrase or quote that comes to you and it's just 3 words, keep that in mind. That could be a message from your guides, or something you are meant to pay attention to. But let's take a look at this Page of Cups. What is this new exciting opportunity coming in for you? All right. It is something you've been waffling back and forth with the 2 of Swords. You've been overthinking, but you didn't have enough information. That's why the Education card is here as well. Perhaps you didn't have the information to make a choice or a decision, or perhaps something was out of your control and you were waiting on that crucial piece of evidence. Yeah, I feel like you were waiting on a crucial piece of evidence, and what you could not see before with that Moon card, something that was hidden from view, is coming to light here, and you're going to be able to make a choice. I want to see, though, the trust piece looks to be a little bit of a block coming in. This can be maybe a secret. This could be that Moon energy of illusion. This may even be that you've been let down or betrayed in the past in some way, or perhaps it's taken such a while, such a long time to make this transition that some of you have lost a little bit of faith, or you are not sure if it's going to happen or if it's the right time to happen. But let's explore that a minute before we jump into the new life, because I feel like there's still hesitation, and I want to work over that hump with you before you see the results, because it's great to see what that is, but we have to do the work to be able to get there. So the work is the healing, the star. There's a bright opportunity here for you, collective. This is an opportunity for hope and inspiration and a brighter future ahead. So that is why you are being guided to take the leap, ready, set, go, right? Learn about something or gain the information or the knowledge that you need to trust that this is the path for you. Because some of you have second guessed it. You said, is this really the path? It is hard. You may be saying, Mel, I've been thrown off every direction. Maybe I'm not meant to go in this path. But I feel like if you are being guided, if this is something that you've wanted with all your heart, if it's something that it's been a dream, I feel like you're really reevaluating and saying, is this a pipe dream, or is this something that I can figure out? Because remember, everything is figure outable that is within your control. There are certain things, of course, outside of our control, death, natural disasters, things of that nature. But I feel like you have everything you need to figure this out. That's what Spirit is saying here with the Education card. So even if it feels like you don't have the facts, if you don't have the information, if there's roadblocks along the way, you have what it takes. Take that leap of faith. You'll get there. It is showing up here in your energy that you will get that new beginning. So there's that bright opportunity with the star. You have lifting some anguish here with the 10 of Swords in reverse. Oh, that's why this has been so complicated. You have the 5 and the 5 here. 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups, which leads to the 10. 5 and 5 equals 10, and you have that 10 of Swords. You're lifting something through hope, through inspiration, exactly what we've been talking about here. What inspires you? Moving in that direction, trusting, having that hope fill you up again after feeling such loss. This was haunting loss. Very, very challenging. Some of you, it was friction. You may have come face to face with a battle of some sort, a battle within yourself. This could be a battle within you and others. I am getting family, some sort of drama. This could even be coworkers, people around you. It just feels like you were butting heads with this energy for quite some time with the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. Possibly over the last 5 months for some of you. The last 5 months could have been significant. And now that we're rolling into, well, these are timeless readings, but if you're watching it now, we're rolling into October, and this is a 10 here as well. So I feel for a lot of you, This is being lifted potentially in October, where that could be when this new beginning is offered. But we'll pull a timeline card for you as well. I'm also getting the 10 weeks. 10 weeks here is going to be pivotal because you have the star as your motivating card, right? You have the star guiding you. And when you have that star guiding you, it lights up everything else. It lights up the sky, right? 5 and 5. Let's just take a tiny sneak peek into part of what this was for you. I just want to look at what has been the double fives. Yes, we see it being lifted right underneath the new life. We see that there's inspiration, but what is showing up here? Oh, some of you have had some dreams. I'm getting paying attention to your dreams. I'm also getting here health. You didn't know if you'd recover from a situation, and now you have the information that you need. Knowledge is power. There's another 3-word quote here. Knowledge is power. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, some of you were in a situation that was very one-sided, maybe financially or within your health. Okay, it just feels like there was unbalanced taking here. Someone may have been crossing boundaries. I'm picking up on boundaries here for you as well. So establishing healthy boundaries is going to be a part of this trust piece. 6 of Pentacles is also about codependency. It can be codependent dynamics, stuck in a situation, trapped in a situation because you feel like you've tried every avenue to exit or get out or to get that job or to enter, into new contracts, new relationships, but it feels like you were pulled back in some way, shape, or form, maybe due to that codependent karmic cycle that you may have been in. Okay, so unbalanced taking, setting healthy boundaries is going to be key for you. Some of you, this has to do with finances. You wanted to shift finances and someone was taking and not getting, you weren't getting what you needed in return. Perhaps you didn't feel like you had the help. You didn't have the resources. You didn't have the knowledge in order to move forward, and therefore you felt very alone, very isolated. You weren't able to trust the process. It's hard to trust the process when it's not balanced, when it's not one-sided. Spirit, what else do we have with the 6 of Pentacles and trust? Oh, it caused a lot of anxiety here with the 9 of Swords. You relived some sort of past trauma over and over, and this is the card of nightmares as well. It can be hopelessness, helplessness, it is obsession, it can be depression even, losing sleep over this. I mean, it does feel quite heavy. It does feel heavy, but this is a sneak peek at what's ending or what you've gone through in the past situation. But you know where you've been. You don't need me to tell you where you've been here. Just kind of taking a look at why this is so important that you do take this leap of faith moving towards a new life. So a big part of this is trusting that things are going to balance out here for you as they always do. It is, a universal law. And the law of cause and effect, right? The law of karma, all of those universal laws. But be mindful of your boundaries. Be mindful of your thoughts. Okay, Spirit is saying pull from this deck. There's something your guides want to tell you here as well around perhaps personal boundaries or... Okay, we have the Queen. Okay, is that the only message for now I'm hearing? For now. So message specifically for you from your guides, the Queen. This could now be the King or the Queen, but there may be some females that really need to hear this. Never apologize, right? The Queen never apologizes for her light, and she gives permission for others to do the same. You are divine. You were made for this life, and now is the time to fully shine and show up. Basically, don't apologize for who you are. Don't apologize for your truth, and don't apologize for shining your light bright, even if it blinds others. It reminds me of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when, they've been working on the lights in the house and then boom, they turn on and it blinds the neighbors and the neighbors are tripping over everything. Don't shine your light. Now, of course, maybe you are that bright, but I feel like other people may get upset, right? Other people may get upset that you're shining, but don't let other people's projections, because that's something that's out of your control, right? We talk about control here earlier. Other people's thoughts, other people's actions, other people's emotions are out of our control. We can work with the energies of others, but ultimately it's their responsibility, just like it's ours on how we respond, how we act, how we feel. And the Queen is saying, don't apologize for your light, and also give permission to others to shine, but also give permission to others to fail, right? Or, I mean, I don't love the word fail just because it has such a bad connotation, but really failure is growth. To me, those two are kind of interchangeable there. Failure is growth, because without it, we wouldn't learn. And I feel like the message from your guides is, don't hold yourself back. Don't self-sabotage. Let's peek at this new life, because that's what we want to, that's the cherry on the top, right? This is the goal. That's the inspiration, the motivation. So Spirit, what does this look like? New life here, new beginning. What are we doing here to feel inspired? Oh, okay, we do want those. We have the Page of Swords. You want to feel disconnected, or you want to feel disconnected. No, you don't. You may currently feel a little bit disconnected from information, but it's showing up here. Now, what I'm getting as well, because the Page of Swords is showing up here, I feel like you're strategizing. I feel like you're strategizing when it does come to this new beginning, because you may still not have all the pieces into play with the moon showing up again, okay? But Spirit is also guiding you to just show up, and you're going to do it along the way. You're going to learn along the way. Some of you, the reason why there is a hesitancy or a delay is because you may be waiting for the perfect conditions, the perfect timing, right? If you continue to wait for that perfect time, you could be waiting forever. And a lot of times when we say we can't, we're really saying we won't, right? I can't do that. But if you switch the verbiage to I won't, it gives you the power. I won't do that. I won't do that because it's not a priority. I won't do that because it doesn't mean enough. I won't do that because A, B, or C, you name it. But that is really what's happening here. And it doesn't mean that if you won't do it, that you're a bad person, or, that you're lazy, or you're worthless, or whatever it is. But give yourself back that power. And if you won't do it, then quit waffling, or don't let that Two of Swords get you in that indecisiveness. Because if you want something bad enough, you're not going to make excuses. So I hope that wasn't too blunt there, collective. But I feel like if you've been in that monkey mind of going back and forth, which I see that with the Two of Swords, you probably want to step out of that. And some of you really need to hear that. If the answer here is I can't or I won't, it may be that it's not, a priority, or it's not something that you really mean or want at this time. Because if it is, you're going to say I can. You're going to say I will. And I feel like you want this. And it may be that you're reprioritizing, or you are, finally gaining that inspiration and motivation to not make any more excuses and to go for something. Because the Page of Swords is showing up in reverse, and that tells me you've disconnected from your goals, right? Or there's been some sort of disconnect due to not having the knowledge, the information, or not even knowing how to move forward in this process. How do I move forward, Mel? I want this new beginning. I've been trying, but I don't feel like I have the info, the knowledge, the intel, whatever it may be, the finances even though this is mental. You could be telling yourself one of those things, I don't have it. But what if you don't need to have it to start, but you will continue to move forward here as you do? Does that make sense? Right? I feel like just putting one foot in front of the other, and a lot of you already have. You've already entered into this next phase, but maybe you're turning around, you're looking over your shoulder, because that lovely little thing called fear, right? False evidence appearing real, tries to suck you back in at times and say, wait a second, maybe you didn't make the right choice. And that's where you're landing back on the trust piece. Can you trust in yourself to make choices, stay committed to them? Okay, and that's what I see here is commitments with the trust, because you will regain the sense of confidence. When the Page of Swords shows up, he's ready for a new challenge. He's curious. He's also a fact lover. If there's something you do not know, learn it. Everything is figure outable. We basically have little mini computers attached to us, not only our own brains, but we have the internet. We live in a day and age where you can change a tire on your own. You can build a house from top to bottom. You can do anything because you can learn how to do it. And for those of you that are saying, well, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, or, I can't learn that. Remember what I said, can't and won't, hand in hand. And if you don't want to do it, that's okay. That's okay. But give yourself that power and permission to not waffle back and forth, because it's going to cause you a lot of stress and anxiety and unnecessary health, even unnecessary health dis-ease, which can also create disease. So what I see here with the Knight of Cups is you are going to move forward, because we see you in the Page of Cups. Then we see you waffling back and forth here. Like, here's the seed of conception. Here is the intuition coming in. And then you're questioning the intuition. And then we see the moon coming in, fear, blocking it and saying, well, and then we make up excuses, right? And then it may delay our new beginning, Ace of Wands, but you want it. So you are going back and forth. So what I see you doing, maybe as soon as right here, right now, today, hopefully this gives you the insight, the inspiration that you need to say, I can, because I see that you can. Ace of Wands here is a motivated beginning, and you're moving out of that Page of Cups to the Knight of Cups, and this is upright. So this is flowing attraction. This is one of those universal laws as well, law of attraction. What you focus on is going to grow. What you apply your energy and attention towards is going to grow, but you have to take action behind it. And the Knight is a card of action and following your intuition, right? Following your heart. You are moving towards this beautiful new beginning, but it is going to require vulnerability. It's going to require you to be unapologetic. It's going to require, I almost said retire. Maybe some of you are wanting to retire, but it's going to require you to open up to love, or open up your heart to feel more fulfilled. I'm also getting receiving. Some of you may have a hard time receiving. Maybe that's receiving help. Maybe it's receiving a compliment. Perhaps you're thinking, Mel, I would receive it, but I don't have any of that, right? It doesn't come in. Give it to yourself, right? Give yourself that compliment. Give yourself that boost of energy, that momentum. You are your own soulmate, right? Knight of Cups here, flowing attraction. So for a lot of you, this new life is something here that is going to emotionally fulfill you. And that is a big piece of what we strive to achieve in this physical material world, right? We all want emotional fulfillment. A lot of our choices, a lot of our decisions, a lot of our thoughts are based on what can make us feel happy, right? What can make us feel good. Now, I'm not talking about instant satisfaction or instant pleasure here. Yes, this is going to bring you satisfaction and pleasure, but it feels like it's been a long time coming for this change to happen. And this could also be a change in mindset. A change in mindset that really opens this whole new portal, a whole new timeline to how you view the world, how you view others. Because I'm just getting some of you with that moon and that fear. You may have let fear hold you back from a dream, or even from your own gifts. Let's get another message here from your guides. Okay, you got a couple of them here. What do we have for this new beginning? I feel like some of you, this is a new job that you love. You want a motivated beginning, but there has been perhaps some blockages. You have the hope coming in. There's a new offer here. Some of you have already started in the new job, and you may be saying, was this really the best choice, the best decision? Just because you're learning a few things along the way, and you may feel like you're quote unquote failing, but remember, you're growing. That's what you're meant to be. That's what you wanted in the past, was to grow and to evolve. Same goes if this is a new relationship, right? This is something that's going to emotionally fulfill you in some way, shape, or form, but there's still going to be some hurdles. Now you have sacred soul journey and you have show up shaking. You have everything you need within you. And even if you may not feel ready, push through what feels uncomfortable. Just what we said here. You are here to share your message and gifts with the world. Show up shaking because you have a sacred soul contract that you're currently fulfilling. Remember, you are fulfilling your contract in every area. Even the times that we feel like we have sidetracked so far off that we feel like we can never get back on, that detour is actually part of your journey. And sometimes we feel like, oh, we're not on it, or we've been so disconnected, we've wasted time, we're failing at life, whatever it is, right? That we sometimes tell ourselves. You've been on track the whole time. Even those detours are part of your path. You're right where you're meant to be, collective. The next best step will unfold for you. You're not meant to know all the answers right now. Yeah, we said that time and time again. We're not meant to know. And even though you're here listening to this reading because you want to know, that's why we watch tarot, right? You want to know, there is something here that is being hidden in some way, shape, or form. Even though there's the light of the stars guiding you, right? Even though that bright light, it's still night. It's still the night energy. And I feel like you're meant to follow your North Star at this time. You are not meant to know all the answers. Someday you will look back and everything will make sense. Everything will make sense here for you. And what else do we have? We have release. Fear is a liar and your outcome is gratitude. Okay, so what you're releasing is fear, and this goes hand in hand with that trust piece. So remember, this is a centered energy that I see in this reading, is getting past the fear so you can trust that things are unfolding, even if you don't have all of the information with that Page of Swords in reverse, right? Even if there's been a little bit of a delay, a little bit of a detour. Fear is a liar. You can feel afraid and still let your heart lead you. Absolutely. We do every day. We show up shaking. It doesn't mean that there's an absence of fear. That's why I always say I like the comparison of fearful versus fearless, because fear is still present in both words, but we can fear a little bit less, or we can, and that can help us move forward, right? Or we can be full of fear and it can stop us in our tracks. You can feel afraid and still let your heart lead you towards your next best step. Your fears are your imagination at play. They are not your reality. And what do I always say about fear? You probably got it down pat by now. False evidence appearing real. Release that. By releasing what is no longer meant for you, right? By letting go of the judgments, the preconceived notions, the need to know it all, the perfectionism, the triggers. And it doesn't mean that those things are not going to show up perhaps again, but when they do show up, you can recognize them. Why? Because you've learned. You've learned a lot in the process. You've learned so much on your path. It says, by releasing what is no longer meant for you, you give up the false illusion, and there's the false illusion of control. We go back to the control piece in the beginning of your reading, and gain something so much bigger. Allow the magic of the universe to guide you, and that is leading you straight towards your final outcome, which is gratitude, right? It took a couple to get there. So remember, that could mean that there is going to be a couple of steps, will be a couple of last loose pieces that are put into play, but it is unfolding here for you. And it's not unfolding all at once, right? But it is unfolding bit by bit by bit. Keep going, keep moving forward. The feeling of gratitude elevates the cells in the body to vibrate higher. What brings you joy at this moment? Bask in the feeling it brings you. Focus on that abundant mindset. You know, I want you to know that whatever this new life is for you, a new home, a new job, a relationship, perhaps this is feeling healthier within your body. This could be connecting deeper to your spiritual gifts. It may be having the opportunity to spend more time with your family, to travel. It could be writing that book and being of service and helping the planet in a profound way or a small way, because all of it matters. Every single bit of your contribution matters. Don't ever forget that, collective. Whatever this new life is for you, really focus on that abundant mindset and fear less. Show up shaking. No more excuses. If you want this bad enough, do it today. Start today. And if you currently are in this new life energy and you're questioning it, remember your why. Remember why you wanted it in the first place and go back to that, because this energy is transformational. Bottom of the deck, you have ascension, law of attraction, and body talk. So your soul is advancing. You are going through a growth spurt. Yeah, some of you are going through a growth spurt. We don't just stop having them when we're children, right? Our soul is constantly growing. So consider this a time of a growth spurt. And sometimes it can be, it can be painful while you're growing out of those old shoes, right? As you prepare to get a new one, or when your body starts to grow, it can be challenging. And some of you, I do feel like this may have to do with a growth spurt regarding maybe ageism, okay? Love yourself. Yes, you may have a few more smile lines. Yes, you may have some more gray hairs. Perhaps there are some things that don't quite sit the way that they once did. Love yourself in every part of you, because your body is your vehicle. Your body is your vessel right here on this earthly planet. You chose this path. You've chose this vehicle, this vessel to help you, to learn, to grow, to evolve. And working on body image, self-confidence is going to be important for you at this time. Health, okay, health, mental health, and working with chakra healing. Maybe some of you are energy healers, or you could be seeking out an energy healer. And then lastly here, bottom of the deck. So bottom of the deck is subconscious, okay? But it can be things that aren't quite seen that are coming up to the surface here. And this is law of attraction, what we've been talking about, that abundant mindset, manifesting your dream. It's like you are looking into the telescope, and what do we look at when we look through a telescope up in the sky? Stars. And remember, that's one of your first cards out here. So trust that there's a bright opportunity ahead. Trust in your North Star to guide you. That is what I have for you, collective. Powerful reading. Don't hate on the tough love. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful and beneficial. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I'm sending all of you tons of love.